America. The next thing I see will be an approaching brick wall as I speed my car towards it.
The only way you can't feel really bad about yourself is if you see that shot from the waist down and it says, "Our wieners getting bigger."
Right.
Like, news report. And finally tonight.
What if they showed that and then Zane turned around eating a hot dog and went, "What?"
That's right. That's right. It all gets on me eating one.
Yep.
No, I'm actually eating a stubby veiner.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Good morning. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. FreeBeerandHotWings.com is the website if you want to go there, check out a bunch of the new stuff that we've put up recently, including the last two videos for the most recent Producer Joe stunts, the hobo wheelchair, even though video wasn't exactly the best on that, and then the most recent stunt that Joe was out doing last week. It's all up there, FreeBeerandHotWings.com. Coming up later on this hour on the Best Of Show, guy pulls out his own tooth. Not something I would recommend. That seems like it would be pretty awful. Right now, though, we're going to start off this segment. Have you ever had a sex bet?
Hot Wings, you ever do a sex bet with your wife or any of your girlfriends where you bet something and then the winner has to pay off with various activities?
No, I don't. I don't feel. I don't like feeling like they're having sex with me because they have to.
Thank you.
I prefer that they want to have sex.
That's exactly
who
what I'm
wouldn't
talking
with that huge package? You swing it over your shoulder and come strutting in the room.
Yeah,
True. You do have the advantage of the
big difference
of the fire hose.
Yeah,
makes a big difference. Zane, how about you?
No,
Never.
no.
Me neither. Now, my pal I was talking to made it seem like everyone does that, and I said,
I offer bribes.
Bribes, really?
I give you $20 if you let me do this. No, she never takes them.
Oh, okay.
30.
Wouldn't you feel
35.
If she did, wouldn't you feel kind of gross?
No, not at all.
Really? Mm-hmm. What about her? Do you think she'd feel gross?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that though.
So I was talking to my pal Jason and Andrea. They live in Madison, and she is a huge Packers fan. And
He learned that in prison, Vic. It's the Fudge Packer.
He was raised in Texas, so he's a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
And with last week's game, they made a bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now this bet seems to go exactly against what Hot Wings was saying for the victor in this. Because she made the bet that if the Cowboys lost, his team, so if the Packers won, her team, that he was not even allowed to so much as to look in her direction in a sexual way for 2 weeks.
Oh, sounds like a fun woman.
And then if...
I don't want sex. That's
Yeah.
my reward.
My reward
don't
is
get sex.
to not have to tell you no.
Yeah, I'm sure you're real good at it too. You probably just lay there.
This was why
hurry up, get off me.
and that's why he brought it up. He's like, "Hey, do you guys ever make bets like this?" I go, "No." He goes,
No.
"What do you think of this?" And I go, "It seems like you're dysfunctional."
Yeah, it sure does.
Because his bet, which he won, is because he picked the Cowboys. That's his team.
Hurry up
was
and
that
do it.
He gets 2 weeks of unlimited action, anytime, any place he demands.
Yeah.
And that seems, and I said, well, is she into it? I said, because it doesn't seem like she'd be into it, since her side of the bet was to not even have you look at her in a sexual way. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine she all of a sudden now is into your do it right here, right now plan.
She's so not into it. That's
she's
gross.
just laying there. You might as well hump a couch cushion.
Well, the game was last Thursday, and he was yet to take advantage of it because he didn't feel right. He goes, you think I should take advantage of it? I go, no.
No, I think you should go to counseling or get a divorce.
Yeah. I didn't go that far, but that's what I was thinking.
I mean, if you're making sex bets like that and they're not out of complete fun, because some people would make sex bets just out of sheer fun because they both like having sex, but it might be they like different things or something. But, I mean, if it's a sex bet like that, you're just dysfunctional. You're probably like some lowbrow, mentally deficient person.
Hey, watch it. You're in mixed company here. Look who you're sitting next to.
Wait, are you talking about me or you?
Me.
Oh, okay. I was just, and I actually said to him, I go, when you told me you had a sex bet, I thought you were going to say that for 2 weeks she got to choose the time and the place and the style. And if you won, then you got to choose the time and the place or said style.
She's a beast.
Yeah, I mean...
Because he's not good at it. You know what? Actually, they're both to blame because he sucks at it.
They're both terrible, clearly. There's no question.
1-800-947-3979. Lori in Maine. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Are you a proponent of the sex bet?
Oh, hell yeah. I thought everybody does that.
What?
I don't think so.
What's involved in your bets, Lori? Like, what does each side wager?
Oh, well, it's usually, my old man and I play poker a lot, and of course we bet money too, but if he said, if I win this hand, I get mouth party, and it's like, yeah, that works for me, but what do I get when I win the bet? And it's usually something reciprocative.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
that's different. That makes
that's
sense.
different. That's just that's like getting an excellent accessory on a car you're already getting.
Oh yeah.
So that's different. But with the withholding thing, that all that says is ordinarily I hate having sex with you.
Yes.
Yeah, she's saying I'm the winner in the bet because I'm a winner because I don't have to see you.
I don't have to feel your dumb touch.
Well,
I can't even imagine two people in a relationship that one person, if they really enjoy sex, is even in a relationship with somebody else who hates it.
Yeah.
That much. I mean, that's just me. But
I'm guessing with your husband, a lot of times, even if you guys didn't, once you make the bet, I'm guessing it happens both ways. You both end up, quote unquote, winning your bet anyway.
Oh, pretty much. We have fun. I mean, we've been together for 14 years, and it never stops being fun.
Have you ever?
The bet itself is a form of foreplay.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever said, "All right, if I win this hand, I get you and your friend"?
Oh, I wish. No.
Oh yeah, you're into DP.
We've never. No.
You want to be a sandwich.
I heard you guys talking about that the other day with that song. And, and I was like, God, I never looked at that song that way either, but that's pretty hideous.
Oh, the Coward of the County song?
Yeah.
I
was going, my God, I listened to that when I was a little kid and never even dawned on me.
Much darker than I ever thought as a kid,
And now I'm all turned on over it. I just can't believe it.
Oh, because
I wish you were in The Accused.
Because the girl gets triple teamed, you're thinking, oh, I wish that was me, and that Kenny Rogers song.
Yeah. It's hot because it was because it was against her will.
Yeah, did you know that in that song they're insinuating that she was raped? Do you realize that that's what that song is about?
Yeah, I do, but I mean, there's. I mean, have any of you ever had rape fantasies?
No.
Well, no, it's.
No, that's not very good.
To each their own.
But if that's,
so,
I'm not gonna judge you.
Some women do.
I'm not gonna judge you.
I'm sure
because
some
of
guys
that.
do too.
It just sounds
Close your
weird.
eyes and pretend like you're forcing her.
No, and that's fun. That's part of role playing too.
Ugh.
It's. I mean, you can get. Don't gross out. Don't puke on me, okay?
No, we're not going to puke. It's
It's not exactly
so far outside of our own realm that we all don't know what to do with it now.
Your comfort zone.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
beyond the
Do you,
comfort
so do you role play too?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so in a normal, like for example, a role play that you've done, what have you been doing? You've been like sitting there like in a classroom or something?
The whole like say my name.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of silly, but that's something that's out of our normal everyday, and there's no slapping or real nasty physical stuff.
That was going to be my next question. Have you ever punched him during the act?
During sex?
Yeah.
No, I've punched him not during sex.
As foreplay.
I can't imagine.
Do you ever dress up?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you ever have him be like a naughty fry cook or something weird? Naughty fry, like instead of like because a lot of times it's like a hero or something, like a
maybe
fireman or something. But I like the idea that it would be like something stupid.
Yeah, like
dress up as a dead end job.
Yeah.
No, he's the chauffeur, and I'm the rich. matron.
Nice.
Oh,
so maybe out of your comfort zone, he dresses up like someone who's employed.
No, he's the one employed right now. I'm not. I'm going to school. Actually, I emailed you guys the other day. I'm going to welding school.
You are?
Yes.
No kidding.
I remember your email. That's
hot welder.
Yes, I'm a chick with a stick, a hot stick.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I like to weld with no shirt
Yeah,
on.
the hotter the rivet, the better.
Get some hot water on my boobs.
I've had hot slag on me before. It's no fun.
Hot what?
Hot slag, it's
yeah,
called?
you like getting slapped
slag,
with that.
little pieces of metal.
That was
And,
going to be a Joe stunt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lori.
yeah, it sticks to you and it keeps burning.
Yeah.
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 Thank you, Lori.
It feels good.
Yeah. You like hot slag on your face.
Joe's busy getting the interview. He would have laughed at hot slag on your face reference.
Well,
that
again,
referring
it's
to metal.
referring to welding.
Yeah,
Hot metal.
Yeah, it's just
Man, if I
leftovers.
was a welder, I don't know if my wife would be into getting hot slag on her face.
Even if you weren't
I don't
a welder.
even now. I don't think she's into hot slag all over her face.
Maybe if you better,
We should have a Joe stunt where Joe walks up to people and says, "Hey, how about I put some hot slag on your face?" Just to see.
Producer Joe's sounds of the game. We could get all sorts of things from people's jobs that sound dirty but are not. And then like people would call in with their various phrases, and then he would have to use them out of context.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And we could start with hot slag on your face.
Hey, I'm a welder. You ever feel what it's like to get hot slag all over your face?
You're right. He'd have to set it up with the welder thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd just be arrested.
Otherwise, he'd get punched in the face. This is Mike in New Jersey. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Very
How am I
good.
going to follow a call like that? You kidding me?
I don't know.
I know
You've
that is
gotta-
very difficult, Mike.
It's a tough road to hoe.
You don't sound as hot.
Most people I know do that.
Make the sex bets?
Oh, yeah, all the time. But like the last caller, it's reciprocal, you know?
Yeah,
right. Now, that's a good sex bet.
That's different. That's
I think
totally different.
The issue I had was not with the sex bet, but like Hot Wings said, with the if I win, I don't have to be near you bet. To me, that says more than anything.
Yeah, you don't. If I win, you can't even look at my boobs. I mean, that ain't cool. That's
nice
no
sexless marriage. That's fun.
Can you imagine
why
if it was,
even married, you dumb idiot?
If I win the bet, you have to move to another bedroom for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I do have some friends that their wives throw chores in there instead, like stuff the guy doesn't want to do. If she wins, he's got to, I don't know, paint the freaking house or mow the lawn, something like that, you know?
Yeah, that always seems a little odd, too, where you trade something for sex, like whether it's a chore or whatever. Yeah, but I think people do that all the time, too.
If my wife were to insult me with if I win the bet, I don't have to have sex, I would respond with, okay, if I win the bet, you don't get to talk.
Thank you, Mike.
You're not allowed to
now,
talk.
You did have the sex for chores thing, right?
Yeah, that was my wife's infamous right around what is it? Arms. What was that food for something program the president came up with? Some similar type of exchange.
I don't remember.
She came up with a chores for poon plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that ended when I stopped working on the bathroom. And she called like 3 contractors. And they serviced her and fixed the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I lost.
Because the program was still in effect.
I lost on every level. They're the ones who got laid. These crazy guys that came in my house.
This is Kaylin in Nashville. Hi, Kaylin.
Hey, guys.
Do you use the sex bet or the sex bribe?
Well, it's funny that you guys just mentioned that. Actually, we don't necessarily do the whole bet thing. It's kind of an exchange that we have. When I really don't feel like folding the laundry or something like that, I just tell my husband, hey, how about we do an exchange, and it works out for both of us.
So it's not that you're not into the actual act. I mean,
we have a decent sex life. It's just that if I'm not in the mood necessarily, and I know that I have that leverage, I use it.
So you figure, well, hell, I might as well have sex instead of doing laundry.
So wait a minute, you have sex while you're folding clothes? Is that what you're saying?
My husband is probably listening right now, and he's probably laughing.
Yep, get ready to fold some clothes.
I'll bet what he wants to do is fold more laundry. That's a good trade-off right there.
Some talk about sex bets here on the Best of the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. FreeBeerandHotWings.com is the website. Coming up in the next segment here on the Best of Show, have you ever pulled out your own tooth? In this case, the guys were talking about a guy who had done just that, pulled out his own tooth, just yanked it right on out of his mouth. That's coming up next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
That's right. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. FreeBeerandHotWings.com. My name is Steve. Steve at FreeBeerandHotWings.com. If you want to drop me an email. If I sound a little bit different, it's because I am still terribly sick. It crept up last week, and it just will not go away for the life of me. All through the weekend, all through the holiday. So it's I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat, though. It's kind of that time of year. Coming up in this segment here on the Best of Show, a guy was so desperate to get dental work done that I guess nobody would take him, so he just decided, I'm going to yank my own teeth out.
So listen to this. This is rough. This is from England. A former soldier pulled out his own teeth with a pair of pliers.
Yeah.
Because he could not find a dentist to take on patients of his type, which are they have insurance through the government.
So he's a British soldier who now is less 13 teeth.
Yes.
On his own.
And Iraq.
Well, he probably fits right in with everybody there.
Yeah. They got a picture. It makes him look like he's 85. He's actually only 42. But
I can't wait to see it.
Iraq War veteran Ian Boynton could not afford to go to private treatment, so instead he took drastic action. He took literally pliers and pulled the teeth out one at a time.
That's what it sounded like.
Have some tea, you British piece of crap.
Says he's tried 30 dentists over the last 8 years, but has never been able to find one to take on NHS patients, which I don't know what NHS is.
National Honor Society.
Is that what it is?
They all have bad teeth.
They do.
It's probably National Health Service.
That's probably what it is.
No, it's National Honor Society.
Or National Honor Society.
I don't think it is National Honor Society.
He said, I started having pain in a front tooth, which protruded slightly more than the others. I was constantly fiddling with it and wiggling it because it hurts so much. If you have a tooth that hurts, the idea of wiggling it does not seem pleasant to me.
I'd like to thank you because now I want you to know this discussion has instilled yet another 5 months of losing my teeth dreams. Remember we were getting on the airplane to Fort Lauderdale and I said you had a losing my teeth dream last night, or on the way back it was one or the other.
Yeah.
Damn
you
it.
have those a lot. This guy served as a medic in Iraq for 6 months.
Oh, my God. Check him out. You guys already saw it. I'm seeing it for the first time now. Oh, boy, that's a bummer.
Jeez. How old is that guy?
How about
42?
How about
Doesn't he look
fact-
like 62?
Yeah, just his face looks old.
This image-
regardless of his mouth.
This image, which Joe is posting to the website, the article with the picture. He is, he's has his hand out with the teeth in his hand and the pliers in his other hand. It looks like a pair of channel locks or something like that. And dude, he needs to continue the job because what he has left, they're
point?
useless.
Now it's just all crazy choppy.
How bad does your mouth pain have to be that you say, all right, well, I gave it a good try. My best option is to grab the pliers from the toolbox and start pulling them out myself.
Oh my God. This is a bummer.
Remember if you saw Castaway when Tom Hanks started doing that?
Yeah,
that was a devastating scene. In bum fights, when they made one of them pull out his own tooth, that made me want to puke and also throw the DVD away, which I did. That was an awful thing anyway.
How about that scene in Castaway? Remember how he did it with the end of a figure skate? The end of the blade.
He
took the pointy, because on figure skates, the end sticks out the back of the skate, so it's to like a point.
Yeah.
He just lunged it in there and took a rock and hit it with a rock.
Makes my nuts hurt.
Mexican hat dance.
It does make...
Yeah, go to the hat dance. Quick, get to the hat dance.
I can't find it.
Oh, my God.
Here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna laugh?
No, we're not going to lather anything. We're going to lather up. Yikes.
You said it makes your nuts hurt? I always thought that was just me.
No, it makes like my whole midsection sort of collapse in on itself, like there's a black hole there.
Yeah.
Like where you see something awful and you can actually feel it down there.
Yeah, you get a weird tingle.
Some sort of weird sixth sense.
But this guy has all sorts of physical problems, though, because I'm covering up his mouth, and he looks old no matter what you do. He's a disaster from beginning to end.
Before the teeth were pulled. Because at first when I started reading the story, I thought, well, why did they put a picture of this old man in this story about a 42-year-old former soldier? Because it doesn't seem like it could be the same guy, but the caption says that it is.
Yeah, he's got a really weathered face.
You can't have nice teeth with a face like that. This was done intentionally. He has no problems with his teeth.
No, everything matches now. Now it's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He also doesn't feel pain, so it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Joe, that seems like a Joe stunt. You're going to have to pull out one of your teeth with pliers. There is no way.
I wish this guy lived around here. We could have you make out with him.
Yeah, you could lick the gap.
His teeth taste like butter. You know they do.
And the thing is, the ones that he's holding in his hand, the roots are white.
but the crowns of the teeth are so yellow, it's crazy. I mean, they are deep yellow. What a bummer.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse when you meet somebody who's got butter teeth, like you just described.
Yeah, exactly, where they're really weird yellow.
Oh, and you know there's somebody listening right now who knows they have them. Okay, here's your options. Pull them out, kill yourself, or visit a dentist.
Wow. You've painted a bleak option statement for somebody who may be between jobs or whatever.
Well,
pull them out, kill yourself, or visit a
maybe
dentist.
You can trade your stuff for dental care, but something, or just stay inside and don't smile.
The thing is, it doesn't take much. I mean, all you got to do is brush them once a day. Just stay on top
more
of
than
it.
That, you got to floss too. That's important.
Well, that certainly helps. But even if you just brush twice a day, you're on a much better path.
Yeah.
Than these people where these awful, crazy things happen to their teeth.
You do get some where you see it and it's got like yellow blotches, and you can tell that it's a little thicker there than it is other spots.
Yeah. And some of these countries, they go, oh well, it's because they don't have fluoride in the water. Well, that's complete crap. Because when I was a kid, we had well water. We didn't have fluoride in our water because we didn't have city water. It was well water, and I don't have a mouthful of missing teeth.
I never thought about that. We had well water too.
No.
Yeah.
So
it's
but we brushed our teeth occasionally as children. Our parents instilled that in us at a young age. Hey, brush those teeth. Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, I won't. I want to look like this guy.
He has so many appealing features.
Butter teeth is a new devastating phrase you don't want to have said about you.
It's the equivalent.
Oh, yeah, you're pretty hot, but you have butter teeth. And the problem is it's going to be confused because people will think, oh, she's pretty, but her teeth are bad.
No.
It means butter, like it looks like someone melted butter and then it dried to your teeth, and they're all yellow and weird.
Or like you had a good, solid, refrigerated piece of stick butter, and you made an impression of your teeth in the butter, and everything that comes off of the stick of butter is stuck to your teeth,
like the color,
good and meaty,
like the coloration of popcorn, where the yellow's not consistent, but we can call them popcorn teeth.
Oh,
yeah, that too.
Man, dental problems are a real bummer. I mean, seriously, talk about something you take for granted.
Today is the least uplifting show of all time. These businesses are closing. Your teeth are bad. Kill yourself.
My dad is hilarious because he grinds his damn teeth, and of course he's old as dirt. And dude, his teeth are non-existent. I mean, they are so tiny. He has ground them down to nothing.
Oh, they're just nubs.
I go, Dad, let me see your teeth. And he smiles. I go, why do you even have? I go, they're so small. You couldn't even do like this guy in England. You couldn't even get a pair of pliers on them. They're so small.
Yeah.
He's going to file them down to meat.
At what point do you just give up and get dentures?
Well, the thing is, he's priced implants, which they put little, what's
posts.
the word? Yeah, like posts. They pull your teeth and they put posts where each one was.
Yeah.
And they just put a
that sounds
fake.
awful.
It's really unbelievable what they can do for you now.
Yeah.
But boy, is it expensive.
Oh, I
it
bet.
would cost him like $30 million to get a new head of teeth.
Could you imagine
head full of teeth?
Could you imagine how much that would F him up?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that would be like one of us putting in like Mr. Ed novelty teeth.
Or Joe's teeth.
Or Joe's teeth.
Or my teeth.
Joe, yeah. When you're about 90, you're going to look normal.
I know. If I eat my teeth like your dad does.
Yeah. You got to stay on
Just keep gnawing on things like cast iron, Joe, and you'll be okay. See, that's funny. That's more than uplifting right there. Joe gnawing on cast iron brought us back.
Yeah. Cast iron. I love when you say, Joe, we got some time. Will you eat this phone book?
Donkey. If you're new to the show, Joe was originally called Donkey because of his donkey teeth. He's got gigantic 6-inch teeth. Every single one of them is 6 inches long.
Yeah. It used to have a much greater impact on him that every time we referenced donkey teeth, he would immediately stretch his lips over his teeth and then say, hey, it's very funny, guys.
Yeah, it's just self-realization as time goes by.
Right.
And at least I don't have to kill myself like butter teeth people.
Yeah.
Took a bit of a turn there at the end. Man, I can't even imagine that. Getting teeth pulled the old-fashioned way or the normal way where they Novocaine you up or they knock you out is bad enough. Cannot imagine having to pull them out just with a pair of pliers. So hopefully that will never happen. Coming up in the next break, some free beer family grumbles. That's going to be next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
The names are stupid. They know it, and so do you. Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. A lot of new stuff posted up at freebeerandhotwings.com the last couple weeks, especially those new Joe Stunt videos I was talking about earlier. And last week, producer Joe had been counting down his top 5 stunts of 2011. And we had talked about it on the air. We said, now's the perfect time. If you're working this week, if you're a little bit slow at work this week and you have a bunch of time to kill, perfect opportunity to go to freebeerandhotwings.com, click on the Joe Stunts video archives, get caught up on all those videos from when Joe and I were in London last April for the royal wedding. Also, the week that we were in Spain when we did the running of the bulls. There's hours and hours worth of content right there at freebeerandhotwings.com. This segment right here on the Best Of Show, some free beer family grumbles.
Yesterday was my parents', like I said, on Friday, their 50th wedding anniversary. Dug out their old wedding album.
Yep.
It's crazy. They got married when Dad was 20 and Mom was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imagine that. All of our interns are older than that, well, for the most part.
Yeah, it was a different time then, no doubt.
My dad was in a similar Hot Wings position. They tried to have children for 3 years, and it just wasn't taking. And they were in the Army. I didn't know this till yesterday. And they were in. He was drafted into the Army after the Korean War, before the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to move to El Paso, Texas, for his 2-year stint in the Army. And they kept trying to get pregnant there. And my dad had said to my mom, if we don't have a baby by the time this is over,
I'm leaving you.
I'm going to buy... Well, that would have been something. Especially yesterday. I'm going to buy a Corvette, and we're going to stop trying.
Oh.
And about the time he started flipping through the magazines of the Corvette pages or whatever back then, I don't know, they probably sold Corvette at Sears and Roebuck.
No,
in the 50s.
it was Corvette magazine.
Yep.
Very popular.
And about the time he was just starting to price them out and think about how awesome it would be to come back and drive around in his Corvette, bam, 2 kids within the next 20 months.
Why don't you go wash some dishes or get pregnant or something?
End of Corvette dream.
That's actually too bad, because that era of the Corvette would have been worth more than all you guys at this point.
No question.
Uh-huh.
And would have certainly provided more joy.
That's actually,
less heartache. You don't have to go and pick up a Corvette at the police station or anything like that.
No. That's actually a much better story than I thought you were going to tell when you said it was kind of like a Hot Wings situation with his girlfriend. Or when you started that, I thought you were going to insinuate like a Janice thing, like your dad had tried to leave your mom for 5 years and it wouldn't take.
Yeah, well, Dad told us all the time he was heading cross country in the Studebaker, and he was going to break the news to Mom.
He broke up with Mom in Springfield, Missouri, roughly halfway between El Paso and Midland, Michigan.
Yeah. Turned around, dropped her off, and realized it was the best he could do. But yes, no.
I think yesterday was the first time I've seen my parents kiss each other in at least 20 years. They are so not down with PDA, man.
Keeping it hot.
Public displays of affection. We made them kiss while we took a photo. You'd think we had said, put your lips together. Don't forget, one of you's wearing poison.
No doubt.
Crazy.
Do they spit afterwards?
They wipe their lips up.
They get a washcloth.
Gross.
I think it got my mom all hot because she said, I got to go use the restroom, and got all red-faced and went inside.
No way. Come on. I don't want to envision that.
Yeah, that's... Met your mother way too many times for that. That ain't funny. That ain't cool. And you insinuated it.
I was okay with the verbal insinuation, but the sound effect just about drove me over the edge.
I know. Well, that was taken from your bathroom. That was audio taken from your bathroom. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, she's like 70.
Oh my God.
My mom did something that kind of bummed me out yesterday. She did it twice. And
beyond that,
in the bathroom,
beyond your busting her bean, there was something else. I don't even want to tell the other part now. We gave them that trip to Branson, Missouri.
Yes.
And in spite of the bad taste it shows, they were very excited. And my mom said, I was hoping to get back there one more time. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Everybody wants to go to your 50th anniversary party, and hear you talk about imminent death. What are you doing?
Get back one last time.
And she did it when she talked about going to Florida. Now, my parents, when you see them, to me, they don't look like they're. My dad is 71 and my mom is 69, and they seem like they're in great shape. They don't have any. They have typical things of like the knees don't work as well and stuff like that, but. Overall, like Dad can still go out and shoot baskets in the yard. And
I would say they're going to live at least another 90 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. And so, yeah, she says, yeah, you never know. This might be the last year we can go to Florida. And I didn't say anything because I don't want to pick a fight. And if she wants to say that, that's fine. But in my mind, I'm going, yeah, stop doing that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I'm not looking forward to a time period in my life where I start realizing that it might be the last time I get to do something.
I found it depressing on two levels.
Because, that can be true for any of us at any time. I mean, anytime you go anywhere, it could be the last time because you never know what's going to happen.
I think today's my last day, actually.
It could be. But the idea that you get to a point where you actually think about that. This might be the last time I get to see Florida.
Yeah, I'm thinking about dying this week. I don't know. I think I might get around to dying. I gotta rake the lawn. I gotta mow. Oh, jeez.
I mean, we made it to
Mom wants me to
Branson,
paint that fence, and then I'm gonna die.
See, Thursday I volunteer at the hospital. Thursday I go to it and never leave.
I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'll just go. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go and die early, and then I just won't even do those things. So we'll just call it a day, and I'll die.
Yeah, it'll be good. My commitments will be over, and I don't have anything else planned beyond that. So
and now he's dead.
Shouldn't really affect anyone that much.
Yeah, to me, death is the big pink elephant. I'll be sitting there reading the paper. Oh, hey, death. How's it going? Cool, I'll just read this newspaper. You're not sitting next to me right now with a big grin on your face.
I don't
licking
know.
your fingers.
Waving your sickle back and forth.
Yeah,
I don't know. Something's happened where...
You just chill. I got to read the story.
And it happens more often than not at movie theaters. Somehow in my brain, below the conscious level, mortality and movie theaters has become linked. Because I can't tell you how many times I'll leave a funny movie and all of a sudden on the drive home I think, yeah, I'm going to be dead someday. And what's going to happen? I don't know how it happened.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
That ain't right.
No,
how you doing, crazy?
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm probably crazy.
God, Semi-Pro was great. I can't wait to die.
Well, then, yeah, that movie might make you think about dying.
But it's not necessarily sad movies. It's not necessarily movies that deal with death. Pineapple Express, that wasn't about death.
Good,
that
funny
was about hilarious.
Stoner movie.
I'm really happy right now. I better think about dying.
Yeah. I got to keep my stasis.
Yeah. I think
I want to keep balance
I don't
in my
know if
life.
it's a movie I saw at some point that made me think about it, and now every time I'm in that setting or what, but it'll just creep in, and I'm like,
oh yeah, I know what you're feeling, man. I mean, I've been there. I've detailed that on the air many times of what I'm fearful of, and that's one of them.
It's a weird thing.
Everything was good until I saw Weekend at Bernie's, and then it really made me realize my own mortality. Someday I might be dragged around on a beach.
I think a lot of it is I don't want people stapling my hair to my face after I die.
I don't want anybody to tie strings around my hands and pretend I'm waving at them. Probably going to die today.
Oh, man.
I was just watching an old episode of The Office, and it was the one where Michael Scott found out his former boss had died, and he was upset that no one cared. Mm-hmm. And so then he took them all into the conference room, and they had to describe a moment that made them really sad when someone died. So Pam described a famous movie, I can't remember which one it was, where somebody died, and then Ryan kind of figured out what she was doing, so then he took the stick that Michael was passing around so that you had to have that to be the one that talked, and he described the storyline of the movie The Lion King, but he did it in a very subtle way, and then Kevin was over there nodding his head going, yeah, and then he got it, and he goes, one time when I was in high school, me and my friend went to my Uncle Bernie's house, and then he blatantly described the scenes of the movie, and then finally Michael Scott figured it out.
That is great.
Great show, man. All the different characters.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But overall, their party was uplifting in spite of the death talk and the bean hitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beyond that, cool. It was good.
Did anybody else do anything weird? Nothing?
I have two siblings that can't get along, and I can honestly tell you I don't know what the problem is. And they're 46 and 47 years old.
Boy, girl?
Both.
Brother and sister?
Boy and girl, yep. Okay. And I don't understand how that can still be the case at 46 and 47 years old, because the stuff they get upset about each other out as someone who's outside of whatever's going on between them, it seems like they're both acting like big babies.
Well,
Now they're at your house, right?
No, this was at my mom and dad didn't want to make a big deal about the anniversary, so it was actually at their house.
I was going to say, if it was at your house, that's when you can pull a rank and say, hey, F-heads, shut up.
Apparently,
you're ruining the party.
The latest tiff started at my house on Father's Day, and I had no idea.
Okay, good. There we go.
Someone made some food. Someone else said they would never eat it. Someone told them to shut their mouth, and now everybody's mad. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
God, what are they, 11?
My wife said, do they realize they're holding a grudge and not talking to each other over a brownie dessert?
Jeez.
I said, yeah, I don't know if they do or not.
That's stupid.
Hobbings, your siblings, like you and your sister fought growing up, but now you...
both of my sisters and I, because I was the middle child.
You fought with your little sister?
Oh, yeah, constantly. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, I hated her guts.
Really?
Well,
no kidding.
We were at that age where...
What's your name, Grady?
Yeah.
That's right, his little sister Grady.
Because I'm 7 years older than her. And so when you're about 9 or 10 and she's 2 or 3, she wants to hang around all the time, but
She's
you
a
don't
pest.
want her to because you're entering that era where you want to start talking about girls and stuff.
That's when you shove her.
So, so I was incredibly mean to her all the time.
Oh, you
I
were.
actually feel bad about it. I look back on it. I actually feel bad about it.
Do your sisters ever fight now? Do they ever have
not
none of screaming
us,
matches, but passive aggressive stuff? Because that's all this is with my family.
No, none of us fight. We all get along fine now. We all get along very well.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't either. I mean, over something like that, I can see if it's like some long-standing horrible thing, but
well, that's the thing.
Over
I
like
think
little dumb stuff.
I think it's long-standing, but I don't think it's ever a horrible thing. I think
you should
they just snipe at each other, and then somebody gets their feelings hurt.
You should like really amp it up and join the fray so that whenever they start bickering, just throw yourself into it.
And just really ramp it up.
Say, hey, you guys better shut up or I'm going to make you look at my bank statement.
Wow, you might have started a fight right there.
Hey, shut up or I'll count my money in front of you, losers.
Yeah, you can fight all you want, but everyone knows I'm better than both of you.
Oh, my God.
You can fight all you want, but remember, your job's dead end.
Couldn't be more inappropriate.
I have a contract and don't even have to pay union dues. Ha ha.
I haven't worked in 15 years and you're fat and ugly. I have no stress and you're going to die.
Yesterday, actually, part of what you said sort of came up, not the salary thing, because that'd be awkward. But my nephew, who's a freshman in high school, was complaining about school. And my dad, who worked very hard at Dow Chemical for 38 years, in a back-breaking job, said, hey, you know what, you better enjoy school. I know you hate it now, and you know how it is when kids complain about school. All the adults say, you don't know how good you got it, because someday you're going to have to get up and go to, for most people, a job that you at best tolerate, and stuff like that. And so they were giving him that lecture, and he's very quiet, and he goes, well, Uncle Craig doesn't hate his job. He likes his job way more than school. He talks about it all the time. He gets paid to look at the internet and make fun of people. And the rest of my family's like, oh,
they're all grumbling.
Thanks a lot.
Their stupid loser work.
Paid to look at the internet and make fun of people. I'd say that that's a pretty fair description of exactly what our job is. Go to freebeerandhotwings.com. There's a lot of new stuff up on the website, like I was telling you about a little while ago, like the Joe Stunts videos. Also, a lot of VIP-only content. Start the new year off right with a VIP membership at freebeerandhotwings.com. It's just a couple bucks a month, and you get access to all sorts of VIP-only content, stuff that we don't talk about on the air, stuff that we're not allowed to talk about on the air for many reasons, including the Show Plus videos. What we do every morning, we do a little show meeting, and we videotape that meeting. And like I said, most cases cannot talk about it on the air. There's rules and laws against it. So there's a lot of great content that comes out of those little segments, and it's all available right there at freebeerandhotwings.com. Click on the Show Plus banner right there in the slideshow. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I'm just a listener out here, and I just wanted to give you an opinion, if you don't mind. It's an awful show.
With Free Beer.
I really don't know many people at all that listen to the morning show, the Free Beer and Hot Wings.
Hot Wings.
It's just an awful show. It's boring, and I'm just bummed out because I want to listen to tunes in the morning.
Eric Zane.
I know a lot of other people that are also disappointed in the fact that they have to listen to this. They don't get to listen to it until 10. It's an awful show.
Producer Joe.
So I just thought I'd pass my opinion on, and I hope that you cancel Freeburn Hot Wings one of these days, because it's an awful show.
And Steve.
It's really dumb. It's an awful show.
Good morning. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. The website is freebeerandhotwings.com. The guys are going to be off for a while, so we're doing some best of shows while they're off for their nice long winter vacation, Christmas vacation, Hanukkah vacation, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you enjoyed your holiday weekend, and hopefully you're not back to work, because everybody needs a couple days off, especially around this time of year. Coming up later on this hour on the Best Of Show, is it okay to date a friend's ex, or how long do you have to wait until you start dating that friend's ex? Also, some old nude man was stopping robberies, which was pretty impressive, actually. We talked to this guy on the air. I think he was like 90-something years old. But this first segment right here, 5 years ago, you'd never know I blank.
So we were talking about that baseball player, Matt Harrington, earlier. He's a guy that was a great high school baseball player, was drafted 5 times in Major League Baseball, and never signed a contract for a variety of reasons. Mostly, people say, because of greed. Mm-hmm. He would say because of bad advice. Turned down millions of dollars and now works at a Costco.
I think a little from column A, a little from column B. Greed and bad advice.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't he have parents? Why didn't
they bought into it too?
Maybe they were just... So there's no common sense all the way around here. Unlike the common sense of just busting out of 11th grade and going to make millions.
Yeah.
Clearly that was common sense.
And I might have missed the boat on the first time, but the second time someone offered me a multi-million-dollar contract, I don't know. Out of just fear alone, even if it may not even be common sense, out of fear, I would have taken it.
Yeah, I would think at that point, maybe after you missed the first boat, that you would talk to someone who had done it before, like an actual major leaguer or something.
So now
because if you're a prospect like that, you can get a hold of somebody.
Yeah,
somebody will talk to you.
He's a loser now, is what he is. You are a loser if you blow that chance.
Relative to where he could have been.
Well, I would hang myself. I'd kill myself. I'd be so depressed.
He has spent the past 4 years pitching for the Fort Worth Cats of the Independent American Association.
He's trying to make a comeback.
So he's been doing that. But, he did try. Apparently, he went to the Cubs spring training camp in 2007. Mm-hmm. He signed a major league contract with the Cubs. Mm-hmm. No signing bonus. Went to spring training camp. However, the Cubs released him before the end of training camp.
No woman would want to have sex with that loser.
So we're asking you to share your story.
Well,
you wouldn't believe that a couple years ago I blank, whatever it might be. Because this guy, if you were talking to him after a while, if you became friends with Matt Harrington, you work with him at his job.
You don't want to be
and after a while, you go out and you're having a beer. And so what'd you do before this? I made a run at professional baseball. When he finally revealed that if he ever did, probably doesn't talk about it, that he turned down $2.95 million and now he's working next to you stacking Plumpy Nut on the shelves, you'd never believe it.
I would never tell anyone. I would move
I wouldn't
and start
either.
over. So what do? Oh, nothing. I'm just dumb and dopey.
I would change my name to like Bob O'Harrington or something like that.
Doesn't matter.
Just be something different.
Yeah, try to turn it into a positive story and go, I used to be a wino with no job, and
I had nothing.
I got it cleaned up, man. I'm happening now.
Look at me now. I'm moving this pallet.
Yep. This is Alex in North Carolina. Hi, Alex.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. What would people not believe about you from a few years ago compared to now?
Just a few years ago, I went from working. I was working at the Boys and Girls Club in an after-school program, and as a summer camp counselor. And then I worked with the Boy Scouts of America. I was a program manager.
Okay.
And now I'm a corrections officer in North Carolina, and it was just like two completely different ends of the spectrum. And if you would have told me 2 years ago that I was going to be doing this, I would have said you were crazy, And
wow, cool story.
I don't think that's really the same.
What are you guys looking for? Like,
that's
I
the
used
coolest
to do
story I've ever heard in my entire life.
Like,
well, yeah, I mean, it would be because I don't think it's do you think it's unbelievable that people you would say, well, what do you do now? I'm a corrections officer. What did you do before? I worked with an after-school program. Oh my God!
No way.
How did you get into that?
different.
It's like you were a horse and now you're a dog. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
How does this happen?
Thank
I'm
you, Alan.
curious.
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Dudes, you won't believe this. I used to mow lawns. Okay, and now I work at a gas station.
What? Hey,
No
I
one
don't
would
even know
believe-
where
I
you
mean,
start to get that job.
I used to work
different.
at Borders. Now I'm an assistant to a librarian head. What do you think of that? Huh? How you like that? What? That's no good? That's not good. All right. Love the show. First time caller, long time listener.
Free Beer and Hot Wings, you will not believe where I was 5 years at home. Today, I have an apartment. 5 years ago, I lived with my parents.
Awesome! That is huge!
Yeah.
Wow!
It's true. No one saw it coming, but eventually I moved out on my own, and now I'm really making my mark in this world.
Hey, Free Beer and Hot Wings.
Tell us more.
I used to work in building furniture, and now I work at Red House Furniture. And I pump iron and pump furniture into people's homes.
Yesterday, I sold a couch to a black lady and a white man. Fantastic.
Way to go, jerk. Way to start us off on a good note.
All right.
Way to try to help.
This one's good.
Yeah, whatever.
Austin in Maine. Hi, Austin.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good. Is yours better than the last?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, I had just graduated high school and got into a bad crowd, and I was living on the streets, not making anything, hustling my way through getting my money and all that good stuff. And then I'd say about 2 months down the road, I met up with this guy, and he took me to Alaska. And then about, I'd say 6 months ago today, I got this job I'm working at now. And if you had asked me about 2 years ago when I was homeless and you said, hey, you're going to be working for this company and go to Alaska in a couple months, I'd have been like, no.
What? Who took you?
No way.
Who took you to? You meant like Yukon Cornelius, and he took you to Alaska. What?
Yeah, and what were you doing in Alaska? I mean, were you like his bucket boy or
Bumble's hungry?
Recreational prospecting for minerals, gold, platinum.
You really were working for Yukon Cornelius.
You were.
Hey, Austin.
Because Austin, you were homeless. Did this guy just pick you off the street or what?
Pretty much.
He did it because he wanted to.
His home. He gave me a place to live. Gave me food to eat.
He gave you a chance, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, hey, Herbie, we need a stooge. Call Austin.
And Austin said, "No, I want to be a dentist."
It's time you made him a humble bumble.
Well, Austin, man, all jokes aside, that's amazing. That's a great turnaround. Well done, man.
Yeah.
Well
glad you're doing okay, buddy, and not a vagrant.
I'll tell you what, Dad, for not going and playing professional ball, because I'll tell you, if someone
can't say that word.
You dropped a good one there. That was
good
strong
news. No one's going to offer you that kind of money because you can't control your tongue.
Yeah, that's why you're homeless, because you're a foul mouth.
He said a naughty word.
Yeah,
he sure
He
did.
said holy blank.
Yeah, it started with an S. So there you go.
Now, this is Andy. Hi, Andy.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. You have a Matt Harrington update?
Yeah, apparently, no matter not playing baseball or anything, he's still a millionaire. His parents took out a Lloyd's of London insurance policy for his ability or whatever, and when he injured his shoulder at one point, and then they cashed in on it.
Oh, so
they still have millions of dollars.
Maybe
so. I hadn't seen that. Interesting. Thank you, Andy.
That's an interesting. Yeah, I hear about that from time to time.
That seems a little hard to believe, though, because if he did have a Lloyd's of London insurance thing on his shoulder, not that a millionaire wouldn't work at Costco, but here's this guy, he's 27, still trying to pitch in the big, still trying to pitch, and he's playing for this independent league. If he has $1 million in the bank, you would think that he would just concentrate on pitching, maybe hire a good pitching coach, somebody to work with him, whatever.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know.
1-800-947-3979. You can email freebeerandhotwings at hotmail.com. Jordan joins us. Hi, Jordan.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Not bad. What would people not believe you were doing a while ago?
All right. So 2 years ago, my old band played in Tokyo. We opened up for Marilyn Manson, played for 22,000 people.
You did?
Wow.
And what do you do now?
I work housing construction.
What happened to the band? You were, I would think at that point you're on the cusp of making it if you're opening in front of...
Well, the thing is primarily bands, American bands toured in the States, and we didn't sell any records in the States. And I think the only magazine that gave us a good review in the States was Spin. They gave us like a 4 out of 5.
Okay,
what's the name? Everyone else thrashed us.
What's the name of your band?
We were called Still Remains.
Say it again.
Still Remains.
Still Remains.
You got it.
What type of? So it's like crazy. Is it? I'm guessing if you open for Marilyn Manson, there's some pretty strong intensity.
It's heavy metal. Oh yeah.
You guys got anything on like YouTube or MySpace or?
Hit YouTube, MySpace. We were on Roadrunner Records, which is a sub label of Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Would you? Is the band? Do you ever get back together? Or do you guys ever like try to
Not that band. No, that band's done and over with. But I got a new one started, and I'm kind of crossing my fingers, talking to some labels right now. So.
Now, man, trying to make it as a band, it seems like a miracle every time a band makes it, because there's so much. You can have great bands that have good regional success and do everything right, and they get along, and it still doesn't work.
What instrument do you play?
I play guitar, and I mean, I can tell you from experience. I mean, we did tours over in Europe and United Kingdom, and where we cashed in, made $80,000 in 2 weeks, but my paycheck at the end of that was $700 due to expenses.
Now now does the song "Stay Captive"? Is that you guys?
You got it. Yep.
All right, let's check out. And you stay here. We're going to give you a critique.
Is it clean, Jordan? Can we play this on the air?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. You're going to thrash us. I know you are, but go ahead.
No, you never know.
Is it like the third lyric, the F word or anything?
No. There's no swearing in our music whatsoever.
Okay, good.
Who's the babe in the video?
Oh, she's some broad. She was in the guy in that video was in an Avril Lavigne video.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the broad, what other videos the broad was in. She's just some higher on in L.A.
Yeah. I see your lead singer's got a little Scott Weiland coming out.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, that's hilarious that you say that, because he is the biggest Scott Weiland.
Is he really?
Anything from like the mid '90s fan.
Yeah, he holds the microphone like him and everything.
I make up. All right, man.
Well, Jordan, thank you, man.
All right, cheers, guys. See you soon.
Thanks, man. That's
No,
pretty crazy.
Trash you. Sounded all right, I guess.
No. I expected it to be much more like deathy.
Yeah,
I did too. Yeah.
5 years ago, You'd Never Know I Blank. That was a great call-in segment that we did here on the Free Beer and Hot Wings show a while back. Coming up in the next segment here on the Best of show, how long do you have to wait, or is it okay at all to date a friend's ex? We're going to talk about that next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.
Check out the show on Facebook and Twitter. Do it at freebeerandhotwings.com.
We are back on the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, freebeerandhotwings.com, like the man just said. Facebook, Twitter, all sorts of stuff. I think there's even a link to our old MySpace page. If you want to be MySpace friends with us, too, you can do that at freebeerandhotwings.com. We're doing a best of show today, in this segment asking how long do you have to wait, or is it ever even okay to start dating a friend's ex?
So Steve has just joined the show. He's been here for almost 2 weeks now. And Steve, you were telling us about a text message you got from your friend. What was this text message?
He sent me a text yesterday right at the end of the show, and it just said, how soon is too soon for your friend to start dating your ex, your recent ex? So I replied, and I said, how recent? And then right after I sent that, I sent another one and said, never mind, I take that back, because I think that it doesn't matter how recent it is, it's probably too soon, because that's not really...
You can't date an ex.
Yeah.
That is tough.
We got an email speculating that this was somebody laying the groundwork for a relationship with your girlfriend because they suggested long-distance relationships don't work.
No, it actually has nothing to do with that.
This is not what he's doing.
He's not laying the groundwork?
You did not. Steve did not say that.
No.
But I thought I'd give you an example of how the listeners are out to get you.
Fair enough.
Yep, that's kind of how
they
it goes.
man. I don't understand that.
It's all right.
That is. You're the new guy. We actually got emails on Steve's first day. I don't like Steve. Don't know why you needed him. Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay,
I
thanks.
wish you had told us that before we offered him a salary and maybe some benefits down the road.
You haven't even heard him yet.
So, dating, Hot Wings, what would have you done?
I think it depends on the situation. I think it depends on who broke up with who, and I mean, it's kind of there's some gray area there.
Yeah, Steve, do you know the scenario?
Yeah, I should probably clarify it a little bit better. My friend who sent me the text, somebody is now dating his recent ex, and he's not.
Did he
break up with her?
Did he break up with her? Or did she break up with him?
To be honest, I don't know.
Because I think that does make a difference.
If he broke up with her, then that's not a problem.
Then it's fair game.
Yeah.
If she broke up with him, then I think that it's a little.
Then that would violate a guy.
Really?
Friend code.
It's been 2 months.
Man, I wouldn't have like when Hot Wings and I were roommates in college. If he had broken up with his girlfriend, and I had a thing for her, I would not have pursued her, even if you had broken up with her.
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't have. That wouldn't have felt right to me. Not that it should be that way for everybody.
Well, you did make out with Pam, though, didn't you?
I did not make out with Pam.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you told me that.
No, she offered me sex for my birthday.
Oh.
And I turned it down because...
I gotcha.
And I was in a real dry spell. That would have really hit the spot. I'm not lying.
She actually said to you... That. Okay. What was her... How did she turn it?
It was as casual as this. There were 5 of us sitting at a table at Boomer's in Mount Pleasant. And we were smashed. They had just brought shots. And she did the shot... slammed the glass down, looked up at me and said, "Do you want to have sex for your birthday?"
Really?
Wow. It was just like that.
And who was she?
She had been broken up with Hot Wings.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, if it was your birthday, had I already graduated? Or no. Okay, then it would have been about 9 months then, because we broke up in September. And if it was your birthday, June.
Yeah.
Then, unless it was
not there.
Unless it was before we broke up, and then that was news.
It would have been my 22nd birthday. Just
what did
to
you
put a time
say?
on.
How did you shut her down? How did you diss her?
I was shocked because
that wasn't really like her.
Well, no, and that was the
thing. Did you like do a Forrest Gump right in your pants?
I did.
I gotta go.
I ruined your roommate's blanket.
No, I need a diaper.
Well, no, the thing was, I knew her, and like Hot Wings said, that was out of character for her.
Yeah,
and so I thought, well, she's. I don't know what she's doing. And so I paused for a second, and I said, I don't think that would be a good idea. I think we'd regret it in the long run. And then I went home and treated myself like because now everything was completely ruined. It was all backed up.
You've got to.
Should you do it for everybody for their birthdays?
No, I don't think so. I don't think she was that type of person at all.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think that was
TGI Fridays will give you a free cupcake and sing to you.
No kidding.
Wear your whore makeup, you whore.
But no, I in fact did not make out with her. There was nothing inappropriate or appropriate depending on perspective.
You've got a dirty whorish mouth.
Man,
that's funny.
And you had broken up with her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So in that case, if you had come to me and said, "Look, I really like Pam. I would like to go out with her." At that point, I would say, "Oh, that's fine," because I was the one that broke up. So, but if she had broken up with me, it wouldn't have been cool.
What if I had said, "Hot Wings"? Like if I had called you that night, dude, because you were working midnight to 5. That's why you weren't out with us for my birthday. Hey, I know I woke you up, and you've got 2 hours before you go to work. Do you mind if I have some birthday sex with your ex-girlfriend? What would have you said then?
I don't know. I'm not sure what would have irritated me more, the question or being woken up.
Or the wake up, yeah. Well, I don't see that happening.
So I don't know.
Cell phones were very uncommon then.
Yeah, it was pretty unlikely. So.
I wish I could have sseen your reaction when she asked you that.
I bet I'd be embarrassed by it now.
That had to be pretty. Yeah, you probably had to be pretty slack-jawed at that moment.
Because I would have referred to her as a friend of mine, and I would have felt like I was taking advantage. Of the moment and the time, frankly.
I can't believe that happened to you. That's amazing. You should have taken it. That doesn't happen.
I can think of 5 specific times I had it offered to me and turned it down. That the other 4, I look back and go, well, that was really stupid. That one, I think I made the right decision. The other one's not the right decision.
I've never done that. I have never said if I was ever offered it. First of all, I've never been offered it in that fashion.
No.
But if I were, there's no way I would turn that down. You know?
Yeah, that would be pretty tough.
Man.
No, I can't even tell part of that one because she was so graphic in her explanation of what she intended to do.
Well, do it in a polite way. I mean, there's got to be a way.
She had spent a good portion of our evening together discussing how much she liked to throw mouth parties.
Oh.
The slight gurgle from Joe helped the story.
Okay. All right.
And then
this is real audio of what she likes most.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And then the night ended. I knew I was leaving town, moving away to Omaha in a matter of weeks.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So in my mind at the time, that was a reason to not get involved.
Well, you wouldn't
obviously
be. She didn't want to get involved.
Well, no, I know that now, but at the time I was thinking differently.
She was just hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
There was no Taco Bell nearby.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And she wanted some sour cream. And
oh, yeah. There it is. That's a cheap, easy one right there.
I would have soiled myself right there.
No doubt, man. I can't
go on with your night.
Did you wear diapers everywhere because you're busy turning down sex, and then you would batch right there in your pants?
I wore a jock strap to keep any arbs from flying around.
Oh, jeez, man. You walk all weird because
slushy noise all the time.
Constantly full of pants slurry.
Oh,
1-800-947-3979. Steve, in your case, did your buddy's ex-boyfriend or your buddy's friend is going to date his ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
Did his friend ask for permission or discuss it with him, or is he just doing it?
He said he kind of asked for permission, but it was when a bunch of people were out at a bar and they were kind of drunk, and he just kind of dropped it then. So my friend had a few drinks in him, so he was like, "Hey, whatever, no problem.
I don't care,
man. You at least got to have a man-to-man conversation about it."
Well, I said to him at that point, because he had already given his approval. It's kind of hard to go back on that now, you know.
That's true. Even drunken approval.
Yeah.
Anybody on the show dated somebody's ex? Hot Wings?
No.
Zane?
No.
Joe?
No.
Steve, your hand is up.
Yeah.
Hypocrisy?
Yep.
So you are saying that you should not date someone's ex, even though you dated someone's ex?
Absolutely.
You can't. You have to.
Did it ruin the friendship? Is that why you say such things?
No, you actually met my friend. It was my buddy Doug who helped me move.
You dated Doug's ex?
Yeah.
Did your current girlfriend?
No. This was when it was in high school. So I think that there's a cutoff at some point.
Yeah.
What do you mean, when you're no longer responsible?
Yeah, like if somebody were to date my ex from high school now, I don't care about that.
You're right.
different.
There is a cutoff.
Yeah, well,
there is a cutoff.
How long after the fact was it?
Oh, immediately?
Then you're a complete hypocrite.
So it was immediate, and it didn't wreck your friendship. And you have no basis for your opinion.
Not one bit.
I think your opinion is right, but your basis is all wrong.
I read my opinion in a book, and I liked it very much.
Do you drive around in a Ferrari and try to give people rides and listen to Aldo Nova?
My name is Tony Tag.
1-800-947-3979. Mitch,
hey,
what do you think, buddy?
I love the show, guys. I've been listening a long time, I think ever since you guys started, but you guys do an awesome job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would you want someone to date your ex?
No, I actually had one of my friends date an ex.
And
her and I dated for like 4 months. Her parents were getting a divorce, and we broke it off for a while. And I moved out of state, and I was out in Hawaii for like 6-7 months, and her and I started talking again.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of see if we were going to get back together again. So I planned a trip back out here to Michigan, and I called one of my buddies up because we were going to have a party, and I was like, "Hey, bring your dirt bike," and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I dated your ex," and I'm like, "Oh, okay," and never asked if that was cool, nothing. Him and I were
didn't even tell you at the time. Waited till he and your ex were broken up, then told you after your invitation for dirt bike fun.
Yeah, well, he told me because like I said, I called him up to invite him to this party, and it was like, it went just like that. I was like, "Hey, bring your dirt bike," and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I dated your ex-girlfriend."
No, oh man,
and she's the one that I was going out there to see. So he ends up coming to this thing because he knows when it's going on, and she's there and I'm there, and now I can't stand the guy because I'm like, "Yeah, you're a jerk."
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he was stirring it up right there.
Yeah, and she told me, we actually ended up getting married last year.
Uh-huh.
And
but she doesn't love you?
She told me. No, she doesn't love me.
She still loves him. But.
She still loves him. I still
Yeah.
tease her about it. He's so hot. I mean, I can't blame her.
Mhm.
But, I'll deal with it.
Well, that's because you're ugly.
Yeah. Well, you both,
Well,
maybe you both can bring him into the bedroom as a third wheel. This would be great.
Why don't you do that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mouth breather. I'm hideous, man.
And you can
Thank you,
cross
Mil.
swords.
Yeah, I'm a mouth breather. I'm hideous. Thank you, Mitch.
Very funny. He really turned it on himself right there.
He
No
did.
problem.
It's funny because he loves his ugliness.
Yep. Sean?
Yeah.
What's on your mind, Sean?
Well, two things. Yeah, you can never date your friend's ex. 'Cause if you broke up with him, it's probably because she was a B. And if he broke up with her, it's probably because she was a B. So either way,
So a breakup is always a woman's fault. Okay, enlightened. More?
Yep.
What is your second point?
Excellent.
Women are
Man
good for
code,
sex
so
and
you just-
cleaning?
It's always her fault.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got there,
Second
hate
thing
monger?
is free beer. If you turned it down once, I can understand, Twice, I'm starting to wonder. 5 times?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Really?
How does that happen? And you say no 5 times?
I make decisions with my brain, not my crank.
Oh, strike 2.
Well, normally I would take advice from a random caller over the phone right to heart when it comes to being a man, but you are the guy who suggested that a breakup is always a woman's fault, so I'll go ahead and stick with my own guns on that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, Sean.
Though I would go back and do it differently. So maybe Sean's right.
Strike 2.
Particularly mouth party palooza one. That was a mistake.
Boy,
right
yeah,
there.
I remember you telling me that the first time. I go, you did what?
There were no strings attached,
What's
and I
wrong
managed
with you?
to invent strings that didn't exist.
Yeah, she didn't have any facial hair.
No, I had actually. This actually makes it worse. I had a crush on her for 2 years.
Oh my gosh, man!
Yeah, I don't know what
you must have an awesome hand. You must be great at a hand party.
There must be some real compensation.
Come here,
there.
give me one. Do it to me.
Oh man, I felt like I knew I was going to get in a car accident and I couldn't turn the wheel.
You should. Hey, Joe.
No.
What do you say we get him to give us all one?
No.
Yeah. You don't even have to use your arm. It can just sit there and we'll move our bodies.
No, I don't even. This is no fun at all.
You just keep the grip.
This is awful.
Do it, man. Here, let me unzip my pants. You can give me one right now, right on the air.
Yep.
Come on, let's do it.
No.
There it is. Hold on, let me flop it out.
This is
How about that? Free Beer's offering up HJs here on the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. Coming up in the next segment here on the Best Of show, an old nude man stopped a gun-toting robber. It was pretty impressive. We talked to the guy that morning. Well, not the morning that it happened, but it was probably within a couple days of it happening. So we'll play that next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
You can do that. You probably won't get much of a response the next week or so, week and a half, while the guys are on vacation doing Best Of shows until they get back. Steve at freebeerandhotwings.com, probably a better option for you to drop me an email in case you want to hear something. I'll see what I can do. Hopefully get that on for you. This segment right here, an old nude man, I think 91 years old, 90 years old, something like that. He managed to put a stop to a robbery that was going on at his place.
So we're going to share with you the story of a man named Robert Thompson, 91 years old. He heard a noise in his home. He heard his dog barking and raising hell and got up, again, 91, nude, grabbed his gun and said, I'm not going to take it anymore. And ended up holding the person, the burglar who had broken into his home.
The perp.
Holding him at gunpoint until the police arrived. And yesterday after the show, we called Mr. Thompson, and he is a delight, as you'll hear.
Very sharp.
Lullabies look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me.
Not exactly lightning to the phone.
Hurry up.
I've been first and last. Look at how the time goes past.
Hello.
Hi, is Mr. Robert Thompson there, please?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Thompson. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings radio show. How are you?
That's great.
We wanted to talk to you, if you have a few minutes, about what happened this weekend. We think it's pretty awesome what you did to that guy that broke into your home.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Well, when the news media started to get into it, I turned. I said, "No, this is no story. This is just a story of a burglar." Then, when I got to thinking about it, it's pretty funny that a man my age would be standing out on the back pool area with a .38 in his hand, naked. You know,
it doesn't happen every day.
That is what attracted a lot of attention to it. So
I guess so. Yeah, it is a funny story when I come to think about it.
So you keep that. So you keep your gun handy, and you grab. You picked your sack up off the floor, grabbed the gun, and then went after the bad guy.
That's about true.
Wow!
I bet he sure was surprised.
Yeah.
Well, my doggy had him nailed by then.
Well, now the thing is, though, you know your way with firearms, being a World War II veteran. It says.
Yeah, and I had in mind what I would do. My home up north, when I was a snowbird, my home up north was robbed a couple of times.
Okay.
And you feel violated. I don't like people that I've said don't mess with my house.
Wow! And so this guy, was he completely intoxicated where he couldn't even respond to you? Was he unconscious, or was he there wide awake with you pointing a gun at him?
Well, I tell you one thing. He was not intimidated. When my dog got done with him, he was scared to death.
Oh, he was. I'll bet.
And he was scared to death, and I still had the gun on him, but I thought I could take this guy without the gun.
We're talking to Mr. Robert Thompson, a 91-year-old man who heard an intruder in his home and eventually got his gun and held him at gunpoint while standing nude on the back porch. Mr. Thompson, did the guy try to talk to you at all and talk his way out of the situation?
Yes, he did. He was speaking Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. I think he was very frightened, and I called my dog off of him, and then he started to coming towards me, and I wasn't going to let him get within 6 or 8 feet of me, regardless of what, because I didn't know what. I thought maybe he might have been feigning that he was, but he talked and acted like a drunk guy, and I said, "Man, if I got to shoot this guy, I'm not going to belly shoot him. I'll just wound him because but I wasn't going to allow him to get on to me."
Sure,
no,
of course
definitely not.
Now, were you tempted to taunt him since you were standing there naked, saying, "Look, Jorge, what the hell is your problem? Last guy who tried this got a can't even say it. Last guy who tried this got a mouthful of this," and then pointed to your crank.
You guys are something else, you know. No, it's a funny story, but it's a sad story too, you know.
It is.
You're sensational. I mean, I tell you what, this is an amazing story. Now, do you live alone?
Yeah, I live alone. My wife passed away 9 years ago.
Well, this is something, man. The fact that you held that guy at gunpoint, you got a bad guy off the streets, and now you're kind of like hailed as a hero, I'm guessing.
Well, I'm gifted with good health.
Anna.
At my age, I'm still in good health.
Right.
I still have all of my marbles.
Oh, yeah, you do. You're great. You're doing awesome.
Mr. Thompson, how long do you think it was while he was on the porch waiting for the cops to come that he was sitting there looking at you, a gun, and your wang?
I don't know. I don't know, but he was pretty scared or something.
Oh, yeah. 91. I bet your bush is massive.
Or gone.
It's all wore out.
Well, Mr. Thompson, we sure appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today, and we're glad you're okay, and we're glad you did this, and we sure appreciate you serving for the country and everything else.
Thank you. It is a funny story, and when I realized, hey, this is a funny story, you know, because to people. But at first, I just thought I didn't think anything about it. I didn't want to. And then I thought, hell, let's have a laugh about it.
Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, the fact that the story kind of has gotten legs. I bet you a lot of neighborhood ladies are hearing this. They're probably going to be throwing the mitt at you.
Oh, I always have that anyway.
Yeah, you did. That's because you're always naked.
Yeah. You're going to be laying pipe from now on, all the way to the grave.
Yeah. Mr. Thompson, we appreciate it.
Who you guys with?
It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings radio show. I'll bet in all your 91 years you've never heard of a show with a dumber name than that.
Yeah.
Hot Wing?
Yep.
Where are you out of? What?
We're all over the place. We're not that close to you in Florida, but maybe one day if we're lucky. But, you know. Well, and, you know, in 9 years, I want to see you with Willard Scott with the Smucker's logo next to you on the Today Show. But you have to be nude with your big crank flopping in the air.
And pistol.
Well, the guy said to me, one of the deputies said, drop. When he said drop that gun, said drop that water hose too.
Yeah, he did.
That's not a water hose.
It's my penis.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Have a great day.
See you,
Thank
buddy.
you. Thank you.
We can have a little laugh about it, but it's
You know,
it's a funny story, but we got to put a stop to crime.
We do have to put a stop to crime.
The bottom line is that people have to protect their homes, and guns don't kill people; people do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
and,
it's all true.
I like my guns, so I don't. And the deputies, the sheriffs are all very nice to me.
That is good.
That's terrific, Mr.
That is
Thompson.
good. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
You're welcome,
buddy.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. He really wanted to talk at the end.
Oh boy, yeah, we had to let him know. We couldn't.
Maybe if his family would call once in a while, we wouldn't have to be a surrogate for him.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, very lonely.
Yeah, he needs somebody to talk to. He was a very polite, friendly man.
And funny.
Oh, he was great. I want to have my faculties about me like that at 91. Are you kidding me?
You're halfway there. You're nude holding a man hostage on the porch.
Oh, he has way more faculties than me. Are you kidding me? And I'm not holding a man. Shut up.
Yeah, and a bigger penis.
Well, that I'm sure.
His is stretched from age. Zane's not as much. That's how that went with Robert Thompson. I resisted the urge to wish him and his wife best of luck so that he wouldn't have to remind me that she was not alive.
Yep.
I'm glad that happened. Steve, how many wrap-ups did you count there where I tried to wrap up our talk with Mr. Thompson and failed?
There had to be 5.
Seemed like it.
I dug that guy, though.
I don't mind at all. I enjoyed the entire conversation.
What a story that is, huh?
91-year-old Robert Thompson stopping a burglary at his house, wearing nothing but his, I think he said he had a shotgun in his hand at the time. Get to freebeerandhotwings.com, and if you're not signed up to be a VIP member, you're missing out on a lot of exclusive VIP-only content. As always, you get to download the podcast. You get it on a daily basis. And there's also a lot of other VIP-only content, some VIP-only show videos. We did a couple of them last week before the guys went on vacation and before we did the holiday break-ins and all that. So it's all there at freebeerandhotwings.com. We will take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show with Hot Wings.
What were you looking up on this car website?
I refresh it on occasion to see if there's any auto news, because the Toyota thing is going on and whatever. And then
because of the many times we break into the show with breaking auto news.
All right, listen.
Hey, they changed the headlights on the Impala. Get out the game.
Extra Lego Bugatti.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
We're back on the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show, freebeerandhotwings.com, or Steve at freebeerandhotwings.com to drop me an email directly. Coming up later on this hour on the Best Of Show, a call-in topic that the guys did about how are you unmanly? Took a lot of really, really good calls from people. Good examples of show code in that segment. This segment right here, though, a lot of people calling in to talk about the old-school torture and punishment techniques that their parents used to dish out.
So listen to this story. 39-year-old David Liskany of Xenia, Ohio. On Friday, he was sentenced to 16 years in prison after he was convicted on 3 counts of felonious assault for using what the judge referred to as torture techniques to punish his 13-year-old, 11-year-old, and 4-year-old kids. These are the punishments he used on his children on a regular basis. He would force them to take cold showers.
All right. Well,
that seems
that's
weird.
uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but
Seems weird, though.
Not really.
He held their heads underwater.
Okay,
That's a problem.
That would be, yeah. I would say that's torturous.
He would waterboard them. He would hold them down and put the rag over their face and pour water up their nose.
Well, that's definitely. I mean,
that's actual torture.
That's definitely torture.
And he forced them to wear shock collars throughout the day.
Who's the dad? Don Rumsfeld?
Guess so. And then he would hit them with those whenever they
shock collars.
Shock collars.
Like when we had. Can you believe that?
We had Joe wear the shock collar.
Man.
He did not deny that he did any of this stuff. In fact, he told the judge that the judge should take into account that he, quote, just wants the opportunity to try and be a father. That's what I was trying to do, be a loving father.
How in God's name?
Jeez, I mean, the cold showers is one thing. Like, that didn't seem too torturous to me, just sucky. But, I mean, if you're waterboarding your kids, that is definitive torture. There's no two ways about it. Yeah. I mean, you're torturing, especially
a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old.
Come on,
man.
Wearing a shock collar.
That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad.
I'll bet, in fact, we could do it right now for just a few. 1-800-947-3979. I bet there are people listening whose parents used a punishment on them that in the light of today would have gotten their parents in trouble. Because old school was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Even those, I'm not saying all of that was near as bad as this, but there is stuff that people have called in before with and shared with us. We're like, wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was okay.
Man.
Just the simple act of any of those torture techniques. I can't believe that anybody can do that and say, yeah, this is cool. This is going to work.
Well, and that stuff is really premeditated, too. I mean, it was one thing, in the old days when we were kids.
Chase them around the house and kick them in the ass.
You'd get smacked with a wooden spoon or a ping pong paddle or something, because Mom would just grab anything that was nearby and you were going to get walloped with it.
God forbid if you're a family with a lot of leisure games.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. You're not
Pool
kidding.
Stick, ping pong paddle.
Yeah, the ping pong paddle was devastating.
Shuffleboard puck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that ever. Well, no, I remember the Hot Wheels track.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
which was like a whip.
It made it whistle through the wind, something fierce, and then just cut your ass.
Yeah, she'd grab. If I made damn sure that if I'm playing with Hot Wheels, I do not step out of line, because not only will she destroy my track that I worked all afternoon on, but she'll grab that thing, fold it in half, and just double it up and just beat the piss out of my ass. Here, take this.
It makes that sickening whistle through the air, too. You know it's coming.
And their mindset is it's a toy, so it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a whip is what it is.
This is a story that's been living on in my family for years. This happened before I was born, but my brother and my two sisters are all separated by a little less than 3 years chronologically.
Yeah.
And my brother was raising hell in the kitchen, and my mom was sick of it, and she picked up a bowl off the counter, a wooden big mixing bowl. And my mom is even less athletic than me and attempted to throw it at my brother, who promptly ducked, and it smashed my sister Tammy right in the face.
Are you kidding me?
It's like Keystone Cops kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
Ooh,
and there's still
terrific.
some grudges held over that, and it's been probably 40 years.
I never forget when we were at some friends of ours' house, that there was the type of family, tough-ass Polish family, that used to, oh my God, the stuff they used to do to their kids. And these kids would never cry. And I'll never forget it when Mrs. I want to say, let's say the name, grabbed literally one of those shuffleboard pucks, and those are pieces of metal.
Yeah.
She chucked a shuffleboard puck at him, and it hit him right in the cheek. I mean, literally, it split it open, man. It filleted his face. It was gushing blood, and he never cried.
He didn't cry.
He's like 13 years old. He takes a shuffleboard puck to the face.
I would have run away from home.
Oh, my God.
Now, after that happened, did she go and go, oh, my gosh, I'm sorry? She's like, no, tough.
Oh, completely. She did not ever back down. This family, these people were great, because we'd always go over there. My parents would get over there, and you could always count on getting home at like 4 in the morning, because my mom and dad, this is before dad split, they would just drink their asses off, and they'd drink Blatt's beer until God knows when, and then he'd throw us all in the back of the Pontiac Safari station wagon and cart our asses home all beat up. This family used to show up at our house, and they would back into the driveway because they'd be so intoxicated when they'd leave, they wouldn't be able to back out. They'd have to just take off.
Oh, my God. What a crazy time.
Because drinking and driving just ain't fun enough. You got to bring along the family.
This was the 70s, like 1976.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Oh, they
Kids are
didn't give a
facing
rat's ass.
backward in the back. They might be hanging onto the roof on the luggage rack. Whatever.
If you even made it in the car to begin with.
Yeah, they'll leave you there. Who
You're
cares?
Bleeding.
It's like a wrestling steel cage match or a lumberjack match. Scott in Grand Rapids joins us. Hi, Scott.
Hey.
What were you beaten with?
My dad's favorite thing was, well, first he'd start with a willow switch, but then when he really got mad, he'd use one of those brushes you brush your dog with that's got the metal pins on it.
Ooh. Okay, what do you hit you with? Smooth side or pin side?
The pin side.
Oh, God.
So then your butt would have little holes all over the place and be bleeding.
Oh,
yeah.
boy, yeah.
That's some good abuse right there.
That happens today, and your teachers find out about it. Dad gets arrested, and you move to a foster home.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly, but I was a kid back in the 70s, so...
This
Yeah,
is
it
what
was
would
cool
feel
then.
This is what it would sound like.
Then.
This is what it would sound like your punishment back in the day. This is you.
You want me to
That's your dad. That's you.
off all over your stupid face? You
Yeah, that's about it.
And after that, you never change the TV channel without asking again.
Exactly.
Thank you, Scott. Nick in Pennsylvania. Hi, Nick.
Hi, how's it going?
Not bad.
Good.
What happened to you?
I was probably about 10 years old, and I was being a little D. So I got the 3 warnings. I kept bothering my mom while she was cooking spaghetti.
Yeah.
And finally she had enough, and I ran away, and she had the wooden spoon. And as I was rounding the banister, she caught me right in the funny bone with that. My arm was numb for about half an hour.
Yeah. Wow,
Cool.
man. You know what, though?
Yeah,
That's not as bad as the back of the thigh.
No, true, but there was spaghetti sauce on the wall.
Oh, she didn't
Oh,
even
she
bother.
used that spoon.
She was that pissed.
Swung anything.
I'm just going to... You're
Thank
lucky
you, Nick.
she didn't grab the handle of the pot.
Throw boiling water on
God,
you.
Just kick your ass.
Bill joins us in GR. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how's it going?
What would your parents would be? You'd be taken away from your parents for what they did, right?
Yes, I would. The old-fashioned leather razor straps.
Ooh,
Used
yeah.
to do the straight razors. I did those across the back of my thighs.
Oh,
What is... I don't understand the razor straps.
it's like what they'd use to sharpen the razor on.
Yeah,
You know, you see like an old barber shop or
Oh,
whatever,
okay.
and the guy's doing this on
It
a
was,
piece of leather.
My grandfather used it on my father, and he kept the family tradition going, I guess.
You're kidding me. He just passed it down. Good enough for me. It's good enough
Yeah.
for you, too. Here, let me
yeah, well,
beat
he
you
did
with
that
leather.
He did it for a while, and then he left welts one day, so he decided to retire it and use the old Hot Wheels tracks.
You see,
Oh, well, that's a lot better.
There's gonna, he obviously your dad beat the piss out of you so much. You were so abused. You could you turn around nowadays that you're grown, if he's still around, and say, "Dad, do you realize that you beat the hell out of me and could have been arrested for it?" Have you ever had that talk with him?
No, actually, my father passed away about 5
That's what I
years
was
ago.
afraid
but
of.
I will admit, every time I got it, I did deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
That's
amazing.
true. Thank you, Bill. That is pretty crazy. Because, again, nowadays, if you heard about that, you'd say, oh, those kids need to be taken away from that person. But back then,
Yeah.
kids came to school all the time and
Well,
told stories like
and
that.
sometimes a kid needs a good belting.
The kid's got a black eye, busted nose.
Mike in Albany. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing? How's it going, guys?
Not bad. It was your wife's parents that were tough?
Yeah, my wife's crazy Ukrainian parents made her kneel in salt in the corner when she did something wrong.
Oh, I've heard of that. Salt or like
kneel on
rice
salt.
or whatever, something
rock
like
salt,
that.
heavy duty
hurts.
grain.
Yeah, it was kosher salt. That was pretty crazy.
That's
Coarse
brutal.
salt.
Yeah, like sea salt.
Thank you, Mike.
Ah.
Chunky.
Yeah, nice torture.
Jeez. One more. Kurt in Albany. Hi, Kurt.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. What
What's
did
up,
your dad
buddy?
hit you with?
There was 5 boys and 1 girl in my family, and my dad used to take us into his office, and he had a big, like 3-foot-long T-square, and he'd make us drop our pants and just hit us as hard as he could with that.
Well, you mean
With
like
a
a
T-square?
drafting thing? Is that what you use?
Yeah, a drafting T-square.
So you swing that like he's Lord of the Rings fighting an orc.
He got great pleasure out of it, but the thing was that all these years later, we find out that every time my sister went in there, he would make her fake getting hit and never touch her. And we always thought she was getting equal treatment, but she got special treatment.
So it was the one sister and then the rest were boys?
Yeah, we all got it. She never did.
That's not very cool.
Unbelievable.
Well, I guess it's kind of appropriate, but
yeah, you don't want to.
I guess
It was only
Not
cool.
fair.
Thank you, Kurt.
No, it isn't fair.
I would say
man.
none of
That's
you
what
should have
happens.
gotten it.
You can't.
Oh, how the times have changed just a bit. Those were some calls from people talking about the old school torture and punishment techniques that their parents used to use on them. Coming up in the next segment, some really funny talk about IQs. It doesn't really sound like it would be something that would be funny to talk about, but trust me, it is. That's going to be coming up next. We will take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. FreeBeerandHotWings.com doing a best of show while the guys are off for their nice long vacation. Steve at FreeBeerandHotWings.com if you want to send me an email. Coming up in the next segment, a great call-in topic that the guys did, asking people to call in and tell how they were unmanly. But in this case, this segment right here on the Best of Show, some really funny talk about IQs.
So listen to this. Loveland, Ohio. Pranav Vera. He's 6 years old, has an IQ of 176. Albert Einstein's IQ was believed to be about 160. The average IQ of the average person is 100. Between the four of us, we probably average that. That's pretty good.
Combined.
When Pranav is 6 now, this little boy, when he was 4.5, his parents noticed that he seemed unusually intelligent while playing with alphabet sets. He could recall not only all the letters at 4.5, but without looking at the set, he could tell you what color each letter was. I'm assuming like those little magnet ones that you can put on where it's like the A is blue, the B is green.
Yeah, because
they didn't try. No one tried to teach him the color of the alphabet. They tried to teach him the letters, and then later, B is green, and they're like, what?
Okay, yeah, I get it. Because knowing the alphabet A to Z when you're 4.5, recall, like notice being able to say that's a Z. I think that's fairly. I mean that does happen. It's not.
It's not out of the ordinary.
That itself doesn't make you. I don't think that would make your.
I mean, some kids can't read until like they're 6 or whatever, but I do know kids that have learned to read at 4.5, 5 years old.
Sure, I didn't know that recall meant a high IQ.
Well, I don't know that necessarily means it, but that started tipping them off that something was a little bit different because
he clearly is intelligent enough to remember all that
stuff. Most adults wouldn't. It's not even on your radar. You wouldn't even pay attention to that.
The parents are starting to think there's something going on, so they right away start to ready themselves by getting a poor wardrobe and other nerd things ready.
They stopped letting him talk to other children, so his social graces would be stunted.
Right. Yep, they have to make sure that they do not enroll him in school.
They made sure to start getting him interested in things that would not put his genius to use.
If his eyes were fine, they started holding things up real close to his face so that they go all crazy, so that he has to get glasses.
Pranav, it's 2. Come stare at the sun.
Start practicing for the spelling bee.
Mother would hit him in the back of the head in an attempt to make his eyes googly. Because you can't be a genius without looking like a weirdo.
Yeah,
exactly. True, man. It's either one or the other. It's either you're socially all right or you're a brain. You can't have both. It doesn't work that way. You cannot.
It's pretty difficult.
You cannot be hip and smart. That's all there is to it.
I saw a comedian on The Tonight Show this morning. They were showing a clip. Never heard of the guy before, but his closing joke got such a groan from the audience. He was talking about ugly women, and he said, "Ugly women, here's my message to you. You're just like a man. You're going to have to actually work for what you get." And it was so insulting to everyone of the female gender. And it was hilarious. But this kid started collecting alphabets. They started buying this, back to the genius, they started buying him alphabets because he's fascinated by different sets of them, different colors, different styles. And they said, well, we got to expand his horizons a little bit. So now he's memorizing spreadsheets, and it's not that they're forcing him to memorize it. He has this thirst for knowledge that's crazy. They started working with him with the presidents, but just to say, hey, here's these presidents doesn't work. So they started giving him spreadsheets where they give information like date of birth of the president, where they're from, when they took office, all this crazy details, who his Secretary of State was, and everything else.
You got to stunt that, man. Give him a video game or something, anything. He's destined to be a life of loneliness.
He loves Nintendo Wii. He comes from, so he is a little bit.
You should burn all books,
normal.
no books. Just so that he doesn't stay hyper-focused on this, because he's going to be socially screwed up. Let's seriously.
And God forbid you would want your kid to be brilliant.
No, I'm just saying, because that's what we parked on the last subject. I mean, I'm just saying, he is going to be so screwed up socially.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily that screwed. I mean,
Well, he's going to be screwed up socially, but he'll make up for it by being a genius. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you still...
It's a trade-off, like we said.
Einstein seemed relatively well-adjusted as far as it went. I mean, yeah, he had ridiculously stupid hair, but he was also, I'm guessing...
Do you think he got laid? Do you think anybody actually had sex with that guy?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Little egghead sex.
Mm-hmm. Really? No.
Yeah.
Who would...
Yeah, I think he was married. I think Einstein was.
Pranav's parents, by the way, his father has a PhD, his mother has 2 master's degrees. He wants to be an astronaut. So, but 176, man, that'd be something to discover that and find out that your kid's going to be smarter than you by the time he's 8.
Jeez, man.
In my case, maybe 4.
God, it would be so frightening. Your kids end up going to college and they're 10.
Yeah. Paul in New York. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Paul
does not have that high of an IQ.
That's funny because Paul called to say that he has a very high IQ, but he is not a nerd.
And yet his phone doesn't
call back,
work.
Paul. It must have cut out on us.
This is Justin in Maine. Hi, Justin.
How you doing?
Good, man.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I mean, the fact that he has an IQ of 170, I don't think is too impressive. Yeah. I think it's more the fact that he's 6 years old and has that high of an IQ.
Yes. Well, I don't think your IQ gets higher as you get older, and I would say it is impressive, being as how it's 16 points higher than Einstein and 76 points higher than average.
How could you
regardless of age, I would say that's impressive. I mean,
when I was I actually took a couple of tests in school for my IQ.
Yeah.
When I was in the 6th grade, I scored 111.
Yeah,
and 3 years later, when I was a freshman in high school,
40.
I scored 139.
Oh, good for you.
Okay, so you got better at test taking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that makes a difference.
Good for you.
Well, those are fine scores and they're above average, but I'm not sure how you could argue that your scores were pretty good and that should make a difference, and then follow it with his 176 is not impressive.
Well, no, that's
okay.
So
that's okay.
So test isn't that good.
Wait, how old were you when you took your first IQ test? You said 11?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. And you got a 111.
Yep.
Okay. He's 6 and got a 176.
Yeah, you see there's a difference. So
see
if you take
why that would be impressive?
176 minus 111, there would be a difference. It's a simple subtraction.
What would it be?
Mm-hmm. It would be 65 points.
Mm-hmm.
And because he is 65, he's 65 points higher than you, so certainly that is impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's good. But, I mean, like I said, I'm more impressed at the fact that he's 6 years old and he got that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin. Something tells me that guy didn't take an IQ test. He accidentally took like a paternity test or something like that.
I think he weighed himself on a scale in a bathroom.
Yeah. 111! Yay!
That's why it got higher when he was a few years older.
And then he ate his toothbrush.
It also gave him his horoscope. 1-800.
I don't understand his point.
I don't know either. I don't know why he called. He
wanted to tell us his IQ.
Yeah, but he's lying.
Okay. That's not that impressive. Mine was 111.
Mine was lower at a later age. Clearly, you can see my logic.
You see why it wasn't that big of a deal?
That boy may have 176 at age 6, but did you know that I was 111 at age 11? Now, how about them apples?
If that guy had called to make the argument that IQ doesn't matter because you could still be stupid, I would say, I agree with you.
Did you know that you can have a high IQ and still say retarded things on the radio?
It's not that impressive that he can play Chopin already, because I also own a piano.
Tim in Maine with an Einstein marriage update. Hi, Tim.
Hey, how's it going? I was just listening earlier on my way to work, and Einstein was married. He married his cousin.
He married his cousin?
Oh, yeah. See how smart that is?
Yeah. He's a genius.
So there's your IQ answer right there.
I don't think you looked that up. I have a feeling you just made that up.
I think that is true, actually.
What?
I think that is true.
He married his cousin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that wasn't that uncommon back in stupid times.
So he's a genius, but didn't realize that genetically that was wasn't a sound move?
Maybe he didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He was ahead of the game. This is Eric in Minnesota listening on the Rev. Hi, Eric.
Yeah, hi, guys. Just had a little tidbit about how IQ is calculated.
Yeah.
It's calculated, it's your mental age divided by your actual age. So actually this kid's IQ will not increase over time because over time you get smarter and you get older. So the calculation stays the same.
Okay, well, then that would... If that is true, that formula is true, that means that last caller is even...
That's what I thought, that they always said that your IQ is relatively static, that what it is when you were a kid is what, you're not...
Correct.
Thank you, Eric. 1-800-947-3979. You can email freebeerandhotwings@hotmail.com. Wes in Nashville. Hi, Wes.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much.
I was just calling about the 6-year-old. Well, my 3-year-old daughter, she has autism, and she's been reciting the alphabet and every color of them and everything like that for about a year now. I haven't gotten an IQ test on her yet, but she speaks 3 different languages and everything.
What?
It blows my mind.
She's 3 years old and speaks 3 languages?
What languages does she speak at age 3?
She speaks American, obviously. Then she speaks she speaks Spanish and Japanese.
She speaks Mexican?
So she speaks American, Mexican, and Asian.
Yeah. Well, English, Spanish, and Japanese.
Right. So, right. Thank you, Wes.
Well, they do say a lot of times.
Amazing.
They do say a lot of times that autistic kids,
she's brilliant.
Are actually brilliant. They just there's something in their brain that
they communicate differently.
Best of luck, Wes, man.
Mm-hmm. I do think there's a fine line there between, like even what he was saying, this kid with the 176, his draw to memorize these details actually does seem like some of the stuff that you hear about when kids have autism.
Like that genius kid's parents. Do you think that Wes also has a couple of doctorates?
Mike in Vermont. Hi, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much, Mike. What's up, Vermont?
I never learned Mexican or Asian, but I do speak American.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I just wanted to say I have an IQ of 138. I took the SATs early with the Johns Hopkins program.
Yeah.
And I am living proof that you can be maybe not a genius, but at least relatively smart and not socially awkward.
No, you're really socially cool.
I mean, you're really awesome. What is your job? What is your job? Model train salesman?
No, don't get me wrong, guys. I mean, I dabble in cars and motors in my free time, and I definitely geek out.
You still make
very badly.
Still make your trips to the nerdery,
but you know your way around the bar with the ladies, don't you?
Well, no, it's just, I'll disassemble a motor, but before I do it, I will lay out a white bed sheet on a tabletop and put everything in the order it goes in the blown up diagram.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's just that all that is good sense. I mean, if you take a motor apart, you usually want to put them in a specific order so you can put it back together again.
Plus, I find it hard to believe you're using your sheets for anything else. So
Well, being socially awkward, I would have no time for it.
That's right. Thank you,
I'd
Mike.
be too busy with Star Wars and sharpening my pencils for my pocket protector.
That's right. That's the way to commit to it right there.
You are the coolest of your role-playing friends.
1-800-947-3979. All right, one more Einstein update. Jason?
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Just wanted to comment that while Einstein may have been a genius, his wife actually had to paint his door red so he could find it in his neighborhood, because otherwise he wasn't able to find his house easily.
Wow. I don't believe that.
I'm telling you, it's the truth.
How do you know that?
I have heard that he struggled with some of the basic common sense stuff that everybody else would take for granted. But
because his brain was so filled.
His brain worked differently. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
he could be a legend.
He could remember the most complex things in the world and then little simple things. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Some really funny IQ talk here on the Best of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. Coming up in the next segment, a really good, actually a lot of really good examples of show code. People calling in to tell how they were unmanly. That's going to be coming up next. We will take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.
Check out the show on Facebook and Twitter. Do it at freebeerandhotwings.com.
So every now and then you may hear us talking about show code on the radio show. Show code is basically when maybe you realize you did something stupid or something embarrassing, and you have to call yourself out on it. You're obligated to tell us about it. That's what show code is. We try to do it all the time, and we ask you to do the same thing if you listen to the show a lot. In this case here, people were calling in to tell why it was that they were unmanly.
So we mentioned this incredibly emasculating product. At least a lot of men would say that it is. And we'll ask that you share yours as well. Especially if it's something that the guy does that he just really enjoys. It's time to be ratted out. Something that would be inherently unmanly. It could be a variety of things. Grooming, whatever. Something he enjoys. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But this one is something that I think I don't think a guy would do this willingly. I think a housewife or regular whatever wife would have to force someone to do this. Now, this product is currently only available in stores in Japan, but I'm sure you could find one online. And it's called the Angel's Knee Pillow. It is a bench for men to kneel on when they go number one, so that there is less distance between exit and entry into the bowl, reducing the room for splatter.
So they're on their knees when they go number one?
Yes.
Wait, it's called the Angel's Knee?
The Angel's Knee Pillow. There is a photo, Hot Wings. The idea is that if the man kneels in front of the toilet...
I bet it looks like a pillow.
It has less distance to travel before splashing, and that will reduce the amount of liquid that splatters onto the rim or onto the surroundings.
Well, Or you could just clean it or leave it there for someone else to clean.
Yeah,
That's what I would do.
You could just wipe it or ignore it. I mean,
yeah, that's what, it's a bathroom. It's not supposed. You're not supposed to be able to eat off it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You want a little texture on that deal.
Yeah, it's very true.
I don't want to be in that position to go to the bathroom.
No, because then if there is any splatter, it's just going on you.
These stupid. It's like you need two of them.
Oh,
and they're not. They're more than a pillow. They look like a mini toilet almost.
It's like a pedestal.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pad on a stool. You need two of them, one for each knee, and they go on either side of the toilet or urinal. It would have to be a very low urinal, but...
Time out. Just had an admission on the show. We don't even need to look very far for emasculating from callers. We can look no further than show intern Pube Face, who just revealed to Joe, and then Joe revealed to me via instant message. Would you rather have them reveal it, or would you want me to reveal it?
I'm very curious.
Yeah,
I'm good either way.
Too.
Pube, what does your father...
What
does your dad make you do? Because he is fed up with the splatter. What do you have to do in order to maintain a living arrangement at your residence, or else you'll get kicked out? What is it?
Well, I'm not allowed to urinate upstairs in my mom's bathroom, and when I do downstairs, I have to sit down.
He's been ordered to sit. His parents are that fed up. Thank you for sharing.
Because you're so bad at urinating that you've been commanded by your parents to sit down when you go.
No, it's just a long way down.
Because you're tall.
Yeah.
Well, you're not Manute Bull. What are you, 6'1"?
Your dad's like a ball breaker, man.
Yeah, how tall are you?
6'3".
How much do you resent him now?
Now that I know it's this uncommon, very much.
Yeah.
You didn't know it was uncommon before? You thought that when everyone got to the age of 19, their father made them pee sitting down?
Oh, he told me that always growing up. It was just the way it was when I was growing up. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a
lie. His deal. This guy needs to chill out.
Did anyone else in this room, was anyone else in this room ever forced to go sitting down?
No one even told me that was an
I feel
option.
bad
I
for
mean,
you,
you walk up and you go to the bathroom.
Your
You're a
dad needs
guy.
to cut that out.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Or you need to learn to go to the bathroom properly.
Yeah, maybe his dad has a good reason to do it. Maybe Pube's a mess.
Yeah.
Well, then make him clean it.
Yeah.
Don't make him pee sitting down.
The fact that you're actually banned from using the other bathroom like an animal is also bad.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
That and just the whole. How's he going to check on? What is it? Does he give you sneak attack check up on you, bust in the door to make sure you're sitting down?
Our bathroom downstairs, it doesn't have a door. It's just it's a room.
Wait, what?
And no, he doesn't randomly check up on me, but
it doesn't have a
I've
door.
always been afraid that he was going to walk down there and I'd be standing up and he'd just let me have it. Just pissed.
So you're squashing and there's just people walking by.
Wait a minute. Yeah, let's go back to the fact that your bathroom has no door.
Yeah.
No, because it's an enclosed room on the other side. So I mean, people don't walk back there when you're using it, usually.
There's no door, though.
But no, there's no door.
Did you take the door off in order to support the trailer because some of the wheels were getting low in air, or what?
Mm-hmm.
No, there was never a door to begin with.
Well, you live weird.
So just left it off altogether so the hound dogs could come on in and get drinks whenever they wanted to, I guess, huh?
Wow. Well, I think peeing sitting down is just the beginning of your problems.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, man. Before you know it, your dad's going to want you to make love to men and other stupid things.
No, man, everybody does it when they turn 20.
Yeah, no, that's what you do.
Get busy with your brother.
Yeah,
come on, do it.
Tell your dad that I said to cut it out, okay? Quit it.
And while you're at it, you learn to pee.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and hit the water for crying out loud. And if you make a mess, clean it up. Say, level with him. Say, Dad, you know what? Let's go halfway. You shut the hell up about how I go to the bathroom, and I'll promise that if I make a mess, I will clean it. I will be more respectful of you. But if you make me sit down to pee, I'm going to hate you. And when you're 90 and you need somebody to take care of you, I'm going to smash your nuts with my foot.
That seems very productive.
Yeah. Try that.
Have that conversation today and let us know how it went.
He's going to need somebody to take care of him at some point.
He's going to need you. That's
okay?
a fact.
And you're going to say to him, hey, Dad, why don't you sit down to pee, old man? And punch him in the gut and make him eat his diaper.
Very loving. Let's see. Jimbo joins us. Hi, Jimbo.
Hey, how you doing?
Very good. Jimbo,
Love your show.
Thank you, man. Jimbo, what do you do that is very unmanly that nobody knows about?
Oh, man. After hearing that, I have no nuts because I'm 36 years old and I still pee. I sit down to pee.
Wait a minute.
Why?
Yeah.
Because, well, it all goes back to my mommy.
Your mommy? Your mommy?
Both my issues stem from the way I was raised. Number one, I was the only male in my house, so I had to sit down to urinate. And it's just stuck with me after all this time. My wife thinks I'm insane, and she also thinks I'm insane because I am in the Army, but I still use cover-up on my face because when I was a kid, my mom said, those pimples are pretty bad. You better cover those up.
So you put makeup on every day?
Yeah, I use cover-up in the morning. My wife thinks I'm insane. It takes me longer to get ready than it does her.
You're married?
So,
I am married.
And you said you're in the Army.
Yeah, but that's all I'm going to say, yeah.
Yeah, don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Quit acting like you like girls.
We're talking to a 36-year-old man who pees sitting down and wears makeup out of the house.
And refers to his mom as his mommy.
That was a joke, but
I don't know that it was.
No, I don't think it was.
I wanted to die myself and I'll throw myself under the bus because I love your show. I wanted to be ripped apart by you.
Well, that's a good example of
good way to go.
Yeah, good job on that. But seriously, man.
I mean, I grew up in a house certainly dominated by women. My dad was at work a lot, so I mean, all the waking hours, mostly it was two sisters and my mom, and I still pee standing up.
It's only like 2 or 3 times I've done that. It's when I was hungover, and it's so bad, and I go into the restroom, barf my guts out, and then I know that on the other end there's going to be more, so I just flop on over and sit down and just recover and blast.
Yeah, you sit down when there's a chance that you're still fart gambling.
Yeah.
Then you sit down, you go,
but that's a different story.
That's totally, but yeah, just regular day-to-day going to the bathroom. All it does is add an extra step.
You got to nip this in the bud or you're going to be worthless like that other boob we just called.
This is Jimbo. Hi, Jimbo.
Hey, am I, guys?
You are.
Yep.
Hey, all right. Hey, Kabooby.
Kabooby.
Yeah.
So, thinking back on this, I don't know if my mom made my dad do this, but growing up, whenever my dad took a leak, if we walked by the gun, he was on his knees.
On his knees?
Taking a leak.
Really? He does it with the door open? Or is he like a pube? You don't have any doors in your bathroom?
No, we had doors. He would do it with the door open, but he's in his 90s now, but so he can't get on his knees. So what he does, he's got a little Cool Whip bowl that he will daily pee into, and if we ever go over to his house, there's a Cool Whip bowl sitting on the counter half full of pee.
Oh. So he uses it as a bedpan, a Cool Whip bowl.
You could get it. Maybe you should just get him a bedpan. That would be
a little easy.
A nice little gift.
Better yet, you smother him. That's what you do. He's worthless anyway. Get a good thick pillow and just lean into it a little.
Smother. Just recommended that he smother his father.
Well, He does have pretty abhorrent behavior.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I mean, it's kind of an abomination,
Filthy
really.
animal.
Not natural.
Now, I've heard of a few adult men who were told they had to pee sitting down by their wife they didn't want to clean it or whatever.
Yeah,
but I've never heard of anyone kneeling while doing it before today.
But even so, I mean, just going back to the guys who have been told they have to by their wife, who listens to that? Yeah. I would still stand, and if I got a couple droplets that splattered, you grab one square of toilet paper. I mean, all you got to do is go around the rim, and it just soaks up those 2 little drops. You drop it in, flush, you're done. No big deal. Who cares? It's still a lot quicker than taking your pants completely down, turn around, sitting down, going, standing back up.
It's a fact.
Oh, that's just pointless.
Jimbo joins us. Hi, Jimbo.
Hey, how we doing?
Very good. You were also
dad raised me
okay.
to pee kneeling.
Kneeling.
Yes.
How did he teach you that? When you were little? Did he teach you that?
Yeah, but I mean, did you pee in a hole in the ground, or do you have unusually long thigh muscles?
When we were in the 8th grade, my buddy had a birthday party. I went in his bathroom, knelt to pee, and they opened the door, and they thought I was jerking off, and everybody come running, and I got busted. It was bad.
Oh my God! I would say that is bad.
On the toilet.
Yeah. Thank your filth.
Yeah. Terrible. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't know how you can go and kneel. I mean, I'm a fairly tall guy.
I have never heard of this. I have never ever heard of this till this day.
I know somebody who had to go when they were driving, and they pulled over on the interstate because they were nowhere near an exit, and they were saying hidden. Because they were afraid they were going to get caught because there was a number of cars going by, they kneeled and went on their tire as though they were looking for a flat tire.
Yeah, well, that's what you do. You do that.
It's like an emergency.
You just unzip, but you don't unbuckle. You just unzip and flop it, and then actually put your hands on the car like you're looking at it all the while you're actually draining.
Right.
That's what you do.
That's what they did. That's exactly.
Now, I would not be able to do that. I can't go if there's activity around me. It has to be quiet. Oh, hell. Before that raid, that 25K we ran over the weekend, Joe, I had to go, and it's 10 minutes before the gun goes off, and there was a line out the door. And I said, screw this. I went out by the river, found a spot, and sure enough, there's like 5 other runners doing the same thing, and I can't believe it. I pulled it off. I was able to do it. And there was a chick walking by, and I was facing the walkway, and she actually saw my junk.
Oh, no.
Why were you facing the walkway?
Because all the other guys, if I would have turned around, I would have seen them. And if they're in my line of sight, I'm dead. So it never occurred to me I could just look down. So my Johnson is out, completely exposed, and I'm actually draining. And I'm looking down, and I look up, and this chick walks by, and she's looking right at me. I go, hey.
How awkward. But there were so many people. 4 or 5 other
she's
people.
Seen it. Yeah, she's probably walking home from a stranger's house anyway.
I can't believe how many calls we're getting from people who go sitting down and prefer it.
Well, this needs to stop right now. Okay, you prefer it. You mean you prefer they prefer being emasculated?
I guess so.
A whip.
One of the benefits of being a dude is to be able to stand up.
That's the way it is, man. That's why there's urinals at our restrooms.
Right?
Yeah, it's an awesome convenience.
That's it, man. I can't believe this. This is really this is a bad day because of this.
It's a bad day.
Some really good examples of people ratting themselves out, and show code here on the Best of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, talking about how are you unmanly? If you haven't been to freebeerandhotwings.com, you probably haven't seen the video for Producer Joe's early Christmas challenge. I did that one last week, I think around Wednesday or Thursday or so, where he went into an establishment dressed up in his footy pajamas and ran over to the obviously, only for decoration Christmas tree with the fake presents underneath it, ripped them all open. You have to see this video. It's at freebeerandhotwings.com. I think it's still in the slideshow. If not, just click on the Joe Stunts video page and you'll be able to see it right there. So check that out at freebeerandhotwings.com. We will take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.